came back to him, and yeah, it's kind of, kind of sucks. Um, if you don't want to hear my story, then why are you on here? You can go. But anyways, like I said, you're gonna have some people, just like a keyboard warrior, and you're gonna have others, that's actually like good in the chat, watch, check in, and stuff like that. Um, but anyways, back to this. Okay, so yeah, that'd be good. Like, okay, we're gonna remove you. Sorry guys, I just got somebody that just needs to because you can't play nice on this channel. You're getting out of here. So let's do 24 hours for you. And now we can't hear your mouth. Um. Anyways, like it's very rare that it has something like that. It's like every now and then, some keyboard warrior just talking. So yeah, you're right, little boy games. And I don't listen to haters, but they just gotta, people gonna have their opinion about what topics that we talk about. So I'm just giving up minds, and there's gonna be people that's gonna feel different about it. That's okay. But at the same time, what I do, so active, join in. So hey, what's going on? Um, it's just most likely like we just, we talk about the same topics like wrestling, Milwaukee Bucks, comic books, movies, and TV news, and developments that are going on in Milwaukee. That's all we talk about on here. So if you don't like it, I hate to be mean, but there's the door. So anyways, yeah, there's a little bit of wrestling news going on. It ain't that much, but just thought they can be talked about. So we're gonna get on to the wrestling topic first. So I know that's probably like everybody's favorite in this channel. And oh, SGA won Finals MVP. Good for him. So before we go on to this little bit of wrestling report that we're looking at with about WWE and AEW talent going beyond American Gladiators that's coming out in the fall. So the main thing I want to talk about that Oklahoma City Thunder had a big year, had a big season and a big year. Besides winning the NBA championship for the first time in the franchise history, you got Shea winning Finals MVP, being MVP, the leading scorer, in the NBA, and also the Thunder went to the finals into the NBA Cup championship going against the Bucks. So Thunder had a good year. This is really like a bounce back year because I think they got eliminated in the first round, and they was like in the high seed, but yeah, they ended up got eliminated. Then bounced right back, won it. So my thing was, it's like this came to bite Indiana Pacers in the butt because of Tyrese Halliburton. It's like you can be confident, but you getting cocky and like showing off. It only gonna take you so far for so long. But anyway, so I'm gonna read this backstage report on issues with WWE and AEW talent being on American Gladiators, because overall everybody is like cool with each other. But I know except for the higher ups when it comes to like competition. So that's understandable. But it's like I wouldn't get all upset about it. So let's see what they said. Almost 40 years after its initial debut, Amazon Prime Video is set to bring, American Gladiators, which, NBC ended up doing like a trial run, well, not a trial run, but a run with it, featuring Hulk Hogan. And the crazy thing is, like, The series only lasted for like a season. So yeah, I was pretty shocked that it did just lasted only that one season. So we see that they're bringing it back. Of course, The Miz is hosting while a number of gladiators themselves are current or former wrestlers. You got Rick Boogs, a former WWE star. You know, and I didn't know about this about him because I read about it that after he was released from WWE, he just ended up just being a trainer at a gym. Um, hey, thank you for that. Um, of course, Rick Boogs is from here in Milwaukee, and but yeah, it's like since he's done with WWE, he's just say he was just retired from wrestling, which I don't blame him. It's like he was supposed to be this next big thing, but then again, a lot of things you know happen with certain these wrestlers always got something to do with Vince McMahon, and it's like seriously, what more can you do? Okay, you also have OVW star J Rod, which she's a female. So you know what? Good for her. Give OVW more exposure, like they need. Um, see Jesse Garders, who's currently with OVW. Um, and you got Warlord and Camille. Well, they're saying they're currently still with AEW, which you haven't seen them on TV for a long time. So my point is like, what's the complaint about it? So the involvement of Camille and Warlord reported Rub One Wrestling Company to Rome. Okay, so this is by Dave Mesner. So there's times he's gonna be talking up his butt side or backside and just all other stuff. So okay, so they did start filming, so that's understanding. That's probably why the Miz ain't hadn't been on WWE TV as of late because he's recording American Gladiators. So if the Miz will not only interact with Camille and Wardlow on the show, but also promote WWE with AEW stars on the show. So, however, the opposite could also apply in Mesner's eyes, as Camille and Wardlow could be used to promote AEW while the Miz is on screen, only angering WWE further. Who freaking cares? I don't know. It's just like if you want to be competition between AEW WWE, have it be competition and just keep it going. You don't need to add any extra if, ands, or buts, or this person did this or this person did that. They just can't get mad over it. It just doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Both original versions of American Gladiators, as well as the first attempt to the reboot show in 2008, which I was saying about the one that Hulk Hogan was in, had some sort of wrestling related ties in. From original run that began in 1989, the show was famously hosted by Mike Adam, who will have a short yet infamously memorable run as part of the WWE broadcast team in 08. Yeah, I remember that. After the reboot, of course, it was hosted by Hulk Hogan and featured former TNA star Matt Morgan, Jesse Smith Jr., and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's cousin, Only Reed. So, I don't think it will make a difference, Everybody's going to be involved, either, former WWE wrestlers or also current AEW wrestlers, like TNA wrestlers. Why not? They have none, maybe they want to make more money or further their, career in something. Like, why complain about it? I just don't get some of these fans like, WWE and AEW. They need to stop and celebrate, that wrestling is going on and wrestling is good. So, I'm sorry, but they just need to, both AEW and WWE really need to grow up. I know AEW is probably loving the crap out of it. Oh, I should have put some ice in this. Um, but my point is, be happy that some of these wrestlers are getting exposure, and they either they're former or currently in your company. Just be happy. Um, I'm trying to see if there's anything else to talk about, but it probably ain't much. Nothing. Um, let's see. There's some interesting things that happened at the Fanatics Fan Fest. With some of the stuff, that they was going on was awesome and funny at the same time. You got John Cena trying to fake punch a bag, like a punching bag, to how much strength you are. They had that going on. Oh, you too, Emily. I didn't know you was on here, so welcome and goodbye to the channel, I guess. Sorry, I'm just trying to see. I forgot what I was going to say, but let's see. Yeah, the crazy thing is, okay, the women stole the show. Okay, we know about that one, but yeah, I was talking about the Fanatics Fan Fest. Like you got John Cena, fake punching the bag. Then you got John Cena again trying to shoot from the three, but you end up just tossing out anyway, hitting air balls. You got Chelsea Green, holding babies and stuff like that. And I do want to ask you guys this because I think it's kind of silly at the same time, but also, okay. Do you think there are some people that, like adults, that try and get wrestlers to hold their baby so they can like talk to the person? Like that's let's see. Oh wow, they got a lot of free agents. Indiana Pacers. So yeah, for the Pacers, it's gonna be interesting. But anyways, do you think that's a crazy thing? When there's some people that use their baby, their newborn baby, just for a wrestler to hold and try to get a conversation is. I know some of us did it with our kids and stuff like that, but of course we was like, okay, if you want to meet this person, yeah, just say something. Or we'll say something like, okay, you want to meet this person? This he okay, he likes you and like he want to get a picture with you. So I don't know. It could be me, but I think it's just mainly like kind of crazy in a way. But the thing is that was cool that Alyssa Bliss came out of there. I think this was yesterday. She came out there along with the guy that was dressing up as the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and you got her daughter that's like dressed as like her. So I think that's what it is. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Okay. Yeah, we heard the rumors about the Guns maybe going to WWE. We heard about that rumor. We don't know it's official, but see soon enough. But yeah, like I said, there's not much wrestling stuff to really talk about. Is just isn't. And okay, one thing before I move on to the next subject. There was people that were upset with me. I didn't see AEW Grand Slam, but I'm gonna try to at least watch it before Wednesday's episode. Okay. The reason I was upset is because Mercedes Moné gets another title shot of a different company, then suddenly end up winning the belt, and it's like it's crazy. Like, why? Like, I understand, it'll be on her resume, and of course, she got a dream to, wrestle in the Japan, which she did do before she signed with AEW. It was the the New Japan Pro Wrestling Women's Champion. Like, it had all that. It was like, it's not enough. Like I understand, she got her title shot against Tony Storm for the AEW Women's Championship in All In, which is not that long from now actually. Like very early, July 12th, I believe. And that's the same day that Saturday Night Main Event is going on, and also NXT's Great American Bash. So yeah, that's a lot to go on, and plus they got the Evolution pay-per-view for the women the day after, which it was a long time coming, and like I'm happy that they're finally like another all women's pay-per-view. I know TNA was the first one to do it, and then you got WWE done it after that. Then nothing was done since until now. So maybe they'll have the Evolution pay-per-view, just like do that every year and just have like fun with it. But yeah, like I said, it'll be interesting to see. But let's move on from wrestling. Like I said, there ain't much to talk about. I just want to talk about a little bit of feelings of why Mercedes Moé is winning like all this gold. And I'm not saying she's a horrible wrestler, but she's decent. She was good in WWE, but I don't know. Is she like Mary said? Be like, okay, I don't have to do much, so I'm gonna make the matches good or something like that. I don't know, but something did change in Mercedes Moé, and like I said, I'm not happy with her constantly, winning the title and stuff like that. Like, dang, what she do? Win a title from another company? Is like, are you serious? I don't know, but I think I've gone on the rant on that long enough. So, a little bit of Bucks news. Then we're gonna try to do like a trade idea. Like, I'm just gonna come up with something on the top of the head and see like, is this person should be good enough for them to get. So, article I clicked on, they was like, sorry if that happened to the people that's watching pre-recorded. Yeah, about to say finally. It said like landing spots for after today's Kevin Durant trade, which y'all know that Kevin Durant was at FanFest and he found out about the trade while he was there and didn't even know about it. So yeah, it's crazy. I thought you will at least talk to the player that's on your team before you be like, okay, there's a plan. We're gonna trade you to such and such. But I know the Suns and Kevin Durant is trying to they was working out a deal, whatever, just to take him somewhere else. And y'all thought LeBron James was bad and doing like ring chasing. Same thing with Kevin Durant, but only difference is as being a LeBron fan, like I will call him out on the stupid stuff he does. But it gotta be the same for Kevin Durant, leaving all these teams because we're not going anywhere. I'm not happy. I want out. It's just you're gonna seem like you're gonna go with the same situation again and again and again until you finally win your third ring, which is kind of sucks. So it just would have been something he would have went to OKC, went back to OKC or something like that. But that's my opinion with that. But so they're saying, let's see, Giannis Antetokounmpo, which he stated that he's staying with the Bucks. I know the Suns trying to get rid of Bradley Beal, but depends like what team he will like to go to if they trade for him. Zion Wilson, I don't know why he's on this list, and DeMar DeRozan. So we kind of know, they try to make the Sacramento Kings were making the Bulls 2.0. So let's see, Giannis Antetokounmpo, they said. Let's say San Antonio Spurs, New York Knicks, Golden State Warriors. And then see, that's what people that write these articles and like the fans of that team wants to see. Like everybody else is like, no. Because everybody would like to see a player that's like loyal to one team. Like Kobe done it. Dirk Nowitzki done it. Reggie Miller done it, and I commend him for that. Um, I know they ain't gonna count the 2 seasons that Jordan been with the Wizards, but he was the GM back then. Um, but his commitment with the Bulls the whole time, until he decided to retire again. Trying to think who else. Magic Johnson, another person. Larry Bird, another person. There's probably some more people that I can't even think of the top of my head, but they're out there. But I just have to point out that one is you can't always have okay, Bradley Beal, Miami Heat, Orlando Magic, Denver Nuggets. Orlando already did that massive trade, so I don't know if they're going to want to take a lot back to get them. Miami, I don't know. It seems like they're good with their guard position. Denver Nuggets is a big possibility because it seems like Russell Westbrook is not going to re-sign with the Nuggets. He decided to just go out there as a free agent. So you know what? Whatever. And plus, there's rumors there that he's going to retire and stuff like that. We don't know. So Zion Williamson. So they got him with Detroit Pistons, Charlotte Hornets, and Portland Trailblazers. DeMar DeRozan. Los Angeles Lakers. Well, he'll be at least close. He'll be home if they decide, pick him up and put him in LA. Cleveland Cavaliers and Atlanta Hawks. I don't know. If y'all just see how some of this stuff just really sounds, it's I understand, they gotta keep up with their social media and try to get followers and stuff like that, but this is their opinions, not facts. That's the only thing I can say. It's it's just mainly, not only is their opinion, but it's just what they would like to see. Because some of these social medias all worry about the big market teams instead of small market teams. As you've seen since 2019, you had some small market teams end up winning the championship. And plus, that new rule they put for the with the salary cap, they try to make it even for everybody. So no other teams don't be, they just don't be, winning and whatever. So, you already know about yesterday. I'll talk about, Pat Connaughton is opting in his player option. There's that one more news I wanted to talk about before we move on. Let's see. That's not it. That's an update. Hey, calm down. And the dogs. Will y'all stop? Hey, knock it off. Okay, I thought I saw it somewhere that I didn't talk about yesterday, but I wanted to put up there. Of course, since now the NBA playoffs is over with, we got the NBA draft that's going to be coming up Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So, and we know the Bucks got the second round pick, the 47 pick, but as I kind of pointed out, is a chance, the Bucks can throw a cash consideration for another second round pick, so that can be done. So they may end up getting 2 second round picks instead of just one. Oh, okay. That's just okay, Dallas stuff. Okay, three. Okay, the Eastern the Eastern Conference will now be without these three players next season with Achilles injuries. Tyrese Halliburton, yep, of course, kind of showed what Damian Lillard had went through and Jason Tatum went through during the playoffs. So they probably gonna most likely miss majority of this coming season. Tyrese Halliburton, I think he's gonna end up missing all of next season. So it's like, what are they gonna do with Tyrese Halliburton, and what are they gonna do with their players now? Like, are they gonna rebuild or just go for it and have a tanking season and hopefully they do good with the draft in 2026? Who knows? But yeah, that wasn't the topic I wanted to talk about, which I knew it was around here somewhere. I hate this new format of Bleacher Report. Like, it doesn't help a dime that they got it like this. That sucks. So you know what? Just skip that. If it comes up, well, I probably will do another video to talk about it. So I'm trying to think what trades will be available for the Bucks to get. Of course, like I said, the cash that they got that they can do, moves that they can do. So yeah, trending players be traded. They can take Kevin Durant off because it's already happened. Of course, Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks, they can take that off too. Like, the Bucks do need a bigger body, but actually like a center that can shoot the three and also can play deep. But that's all these new centers are coming up. But they're gonna need a point guard for the time being for just this season. But then again, Pacers probably be looking at the same thing too now, since Halliburton is out. Probably like maybe most of next season as well. But I'm trying to see wherever got picked, they pick. So like I said, always hoping for a center, but all these people just thinking like they should get another wings and they should be using the ones they have. They have them work out like in the off season. Like, there's summer league coming up. And I apologize if I sound like a little bit broken record because you heard it all before. I apologize, but just some of these people just don't think. They think about what they want instead of what's right for the player. I understand if you just go like hometown team or something like that, you're gonna stick with them with thick and thin and stuff like that. That's different, but all these people out of the woodwork that not even certain like type of fan of the team. They're just like, okay, this player will be better. Yeah, I'll like him then. It's just kind of crazy. So I wanted they updated with Pat Connaughton accepting his player option. I think they did. Let me look. Yeah, they kind of did. So they will at least have that they had 22.5 million in tax space that they can use, but also like over 20 million to be in the first apron. I don't think they really care if they pass the first apron. It's just as long as they don't get to the second apron, which is like, I think for them to get in the second apron, it'd be 205 million. Which they said they'll be okay with spending the 200 million. So I think the owners and all that, they'll be fine with it. But it's like, and of course, there's videos out there of Tyler Smith, working out in the summer. So us fans knew what we was getting when it comes to Tyler Smith. But with Doc and his, too afraid to play rookies and like young players, to a certain extent, Tyler Smith had it going. No new hair braided up and shooting and going offense. I think when people show their like offense to like you gotta show their defense too. So I just think that was like kind of weird. But anyways, let's. I'm trying to think. The point guard available. They got the lights saying that Bucks should go for Trey Young. And let's see. Let's look for Atlanta. Uh oh, right there, number 8. Cool. So how in the world they gonna end up getting Trey Young unless they had to trade either Giannis or Dame to get him? Although Trey Young's still a young player, at the same time no. And plus Atlanta probably gonna want some draft picks and stuff like that. Probably the same thing with the Bucks. Like if they trade Damian Lillard for Trey Young, you might just have to end up doing like a few swaps. And with Atlanta, they got plenty of room for tax space and stuff like that. So they got a lot of money to play with. Like I said, with the Bucks, they got some money to play with. But I don't know. I just think there's no right trade for like the Bucks to do to either get a guard or a center that they want. Because there's no way in hell. I'm just going to put this out there. So there's no way in hell they're going to get Joel Embiid. At the periphery of this past year, what he was doing, no. Just no. And you got the situation with like what you gonna do with where's Paul George? Oh, okay. I'm about to say because I know you're still on the contract, and as you can look at the numbers now, all their big three is taking about over 140 million with the cap. But at the same time, when you look at their they only got like 10.5 million to spend in tax space. I'm sorry. Then the first apron they had to hit at least like 18.6 million to hit it. I think it's gonna be a point. There's gonna be some teams that don't even care to past the first apron anymore. They're just trying to avoid the second. I don't know, it's one of those things, but no, Joel Embiid. Sorry about that. But who's that center or guard they can go for? And not pointing out Miami, and don't get rid of Terry Rozier. But what if the Heat end up getting say, oh, we're gonna trade them and for whoever, because I don't know how Bam's current contract is. We're about to find out. Okay, 37 million. So what they have to add? They would have to add Kyle Kuzma and maybe that Pat Con. That's if the Bucks want to take more. They can add Bam Adebayo's contract. They trade Kuzma and Pat Con. Because after that, that would be like about 32 million, I believe, 23. Yeah, about almost 33 million. So that would be like, 4 million over if they give Bam Adebayo for, Kuzma and Pat, if they decide to do that, which I don't see them doing that. I really don't. It just would have been cool, if you either get Tyler Hero, okay, you probably can get him for Kuzma and Pat Connaughton for the same price. I'm trying to think like who. Duncan Robinson, nearly 20 million. He was like at one point trying to trade him, so right now it's just a thought. But I'm trying to think just that one person they can go for. that probably would make him a difference in the near future. Well, like I said, we already talked about the rumors of D'Angelo Russell, but this is gonna be weird. But I'm looking at the Hornets and seeing like, because they've been in the talk, I wouldn't say in talks, but just like mentioned with the Bucks and Hornets, like maybe they do something. Kind of the same situation I can say if they wanted Melo Ball and for Kuzma and Pat Connaughton, but they'll just be like a little bit over $4 million over. Miles Bridges was another talk. They can trade, but I think it wasn't with Giannis. It was just like some other players. Justin Nurkic, he only made like nearly $20 million. But at the same time, they also think of they trying to get rid of not Brandon Miller. Trying to think, Mark Williams, which he has a team option, and I know the team got like a certain amount of time to decide if they're gonna keep him or just let him go. Musa Biate, okay, they got a center of that, but I don't know. It seems like if the Hornets decide they're gonna let go of Mark Williams, why not draft a center for their draft pick? Then go from there. Sorry, it all depends, like what they want to do. Let me see. We already know some of the rumors from the West, but the center that I probably would want, the Bucks to go for, and I know I probably say this all the time on my WFSO reaction, especially Bonnie Marketing. No, he's going to be staying with the Jazz, and the Jazz actually got a lot of money to play with. So maybe they get like a few veterans and maybe go from there, and who knows, things may change. Walker Kessler has a team option too, so we don't know what's going on with that. Same thing with Keontae George. Same thing with Bryce Center Bob. So, I think the Jazz got more than, I think they got like about 3 centers, I believe. So you got John Collins that's there for like his final year. But he has a player option, so we don't know what's going on with that. So the Jazz got like 3 big men that can play a center. That's John Collins, Walker Kessler, and Kyle Kowalski. So maybe they decide, what, we're going to keep Kyle Kowalski. And let him go. There's going to be a lot of teams that are going to want him, and I'm hoping the Bucks is one of them. If they don't draft a center in the draft this Thursday. So yeah, just looking at it, there's just a lot of possibilities of like what they can do and all that, and just like go from there. But I don't know. I have no idea. But then again, there's free agencies that I think ESPN got one too. So www.espn. Just one more thing before we get to a little bit of comic book movies and TV news, and I'm still trying to try to go quick as possible. Let's see. Let's go to the NBA. Um, I don't know what do you mean by draft, but probably something we're going to touch on later on before the draft. Draft cast. Yeah, kind of learn something new every day. Okay. Oh, they. This is going by best available at that time. So it looks like they got the Bucks going for Cam Jones. So if they do, that's still fine. But they at least got to look for a center. If you're not signing, re-signing, Brook Lopez, or maybe they'll just get a center that's not included with the draft. So, and plus, it's 59 draft picks that's going on. The 60th one would have been the Knicks, but unfortunately they lost their pick. I think it was due to tampering. I think it was tampering, like to try to get a player. I forgot who. But yeah, you get punished for that. Insane, crazy enough. So come on, let me look for it. Okay. Not transactions. Future. Is it future? Because I know the BSPN got an article that's talking about, oh, there you go. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so. Okay, okay, let me do this. NBA 2025, sorry, free agents. Let's see. Okay, maybe it's this article. It seems like they always had this article like every year, so it ain't nothing new. Let's just make sure it's the right. Yeah, okay, they just imitated. They just updated that one. So next, Timberwolves, Denver, Boston. It seems like they're going for in the order of teams that got eliminated, except for the what they call them. I forgot what they call them. It just slipped my mind, just like that. That's Clippers. We got Detroit, Lakers, of course, Orlando. Whoa, did I? Oh, okay, here we go. So, of course, you want to see, like, I don't think you got to worry about Pat Connaughton. He's still going to stay. Bobby Portis, I think they got until Bucks career fair. Bring copy of resume. Retail, guest service, and security. Anyways, you got Bobby Portis that will have up to Thursday, I believe, to decide what he wants to do. And same thing with Kevin Porter Jr. Torian Prince, like I said, he can kick rocks. Brook Lopez can kick rocks. Need to resign Gary Trent Jr., resign Jericho Sims, resign Ryan Rollins, and Stanley Uli. I don't even know what to say, but both Ryan Rollins and Stanley Ube is restricted free agents, which they don't put that out there enough, and just don't understand, why they're not doing that. So financial flexibility could come at significant cost. Bucks are 20 million below the luxury tax and 41 million beneath the second apron. Okay, if Milwaukee resigns Brook Lopez, they probably would use the 14.1 million non-tax mid-level exception. Though I'd rather if they use it on either Gary Trent Jr. or Kevin Porter Jr. Or I wouldn't say like split it, but see like what the money you can use out of that, see where it goes. Okay, anyways, let's see. That's not what I was looking for. Top unfrosted priority. Okay, we know that history of that. It's like the trade that they did ever since John Horst took over as GM. It's been like 50-50. Like it's weird, but it's like what? Yeah. Extension candidate to watch. They could with Damon if they want to. AJ Green. Oh, okay. I thought it would be. He's an unrestricted free agent next year if there is no extension. So AJ Green is available for extension. Why not? So team needs a replacement for Lopez, which is true. They need a center along with depth and shooters. Of course, they were successfully towards the end of the season, of course. They had a 55.2 plus. I apologize to guys that's watching on WFSO 2. I don't know what happened to Sully. I just got out of that and oops. That's not what I want. Sorry guys, I'm screwing up over here. Okay, go back. That's not what I want. There's that. Oh god. Like I said, I apologize guys. Okay, there we go. We're back. Okay, so team needs replacement of Lopez and possibly Portis if not signed, along with depth shooters. But they're saying their success towards the end of the season. We know that with Shuna, Trent, Porter, and Green. Oh wow, a plus 55.2 net rating with the 4 players on the court. And I think they mean they mean at Kumbo too. Okay. Draft assets. Of course, 2 draft picks and because as soon as like the draft in, teams can add their 2032 first round or second round pick to trade if they want to. Milwaukee can also swap first in either season. Of course, they would have a 2032 a second rounder available to trade if they want to. Okay, any trade the Bucks make will have to occur in July 6th or later on. So right now they just gotta focus on the draft. Then after that they focus on free agency. Then if they decide we're gonna do trades, why not? But like I said, because 110,000 available, any trade the Bucks will make will have to Okay, so I get that now. It's got to be on July 6th or later. Okay, so it's more explanatory, and of course they mention they're free agents, but I'm just trying to look for what free agents are available. So it looks like they're not going to talk about it this time, but we're going to have updates, and we are going to do a watch party to watch the first round of the NBA draft. Although the Bucks is not in it, the first round at least. Yeah, because we're gonna have a watch party for the first round on Wednesday, and the second round on Thursday. And I apologize again, WFSO 2. It just kicked you out and got you back in. But anyways, we're almost done anyways. So I think that's all we're gonna talk about when it comes to the Bucks. So let's get into some comic book movies and TV news. James Gunn revealed that Aaron Pierce was nearly cast as Alan Warlock in the MCU. Would have been different. Let's see. Of course, 2 years ago today, Secret Invasion premiered. I don't know. The show is kind of like underrated in a way, but I can understand people's complaints about it. And at the same time, I thought they had like a kick-ass ending for it. But, some people ain't gonna see it that way. Okay. Okay, the next MCU saga after Avengers sequel will reportedly focus on three major areas: cosmic, mutants, and supernatural, which is why they call it the Mutant Saga. Well, I'm glad they doing that. So this way, they can have more focus on Blade, since they say he's gonna come out, and they decide they're gonna have him come out in 2028. You know what? That's fine. But it's like you announced the project in 2019. Couldn't figure out what to do with it in the multiverse, but I can. You can have, the Blade. I think it was Masterio Ali. Sorry, I couldn't pronounce his first name. But anyways, you have him. Then you can have like Wesley Snipes' Blade get into the mix for the multiverse, and like have them go hunting together or something like that. Something they could have done if it's in the multiverse, but they save it for the supernatural. So possibles of seeing like Ghost Rider, maybe Silver Surfer will have his own movie or TV series, whoever the case may be. They can put like Nova there, as they want to create it for a long time, and like Deadpool can be on here at some point. Okay, this happens again. So that means I might have gone an hour on this, which I have. So I'm gonna end this quickly. Okay, of course, blame Ultron back in several projects at their Vision Quest. Okay. Champions are still in early development. Okay. On the coming Vision Quest series is expected to make Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans happy. Maybe some of them will be on there, so that'll be something. Like we were just talking about, the supernatural side of the MCU, what happened. But y'all gotta look at this, the team, the characters they got out there that's out now. It could be like a chance, you can play with some people, like add some characters in there if you want to. Of course, Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter are in talks to play Dazzler, which Taylor Swift was rumored to be playing that character ever since a few years now. Poster Ironheart, which was going to be start showing on Tuesdays for the next 2 weeks. 3 episodes a day. So so tomorrow, well not tomorrow, but Tuesday will be interesting. And like I said, I still got stuff to catch up on and watch. Look at some DC stuff before we There we go, DC updates. Let's see. Um, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I just now seen your post, Joseph. But I will say, happy birthday to Hugh Jake, if that's really his name. But anyways, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday, anyway. So I just finally, caught on to that the last second. So, but anyways, happy birthday to whoever has a birthday today. Um, Trying to look some what stuff they going on. I ended up buying my roommate a Superman figure with the Kingdom Come symbol, as they call the symbol from that. But we gotta do something that's like because he's not happy with how the S Shield is. Because if the movie's not named Kingdom Come, but it's like one of those things, like things change. Some studios want to do something different, especially they're going to reboot Superman. You just got to have something different, and that's what they probably decide. And it's the fact that some people don't know. There's things that got to change, even if it's with the approach of what they're trying to do with Superman or a change in life. There's things that that got to change. Let's see. James Gunn has confirmed that the live action debut of DCU's Batman will happen in Brave and the Bold. Okay, so he's not going to be popping up on any places anytime soon. So the upcoming Clayface movie that seems like it could be DC Elseworld, in my opinion, instead of the DCU. That's a possibility that they probably would just do like that. Or they can do like the Clayface that will lead up to the Batman Part 2. But like I said, I like the idea, that they got, DC Elseworld. So if anybody else want to tell, their own story, the Elseworld, you might well say, is kind of like multiverse. It's kind of like that. So I'm glad they're doing something like that, but they just need to have more stuff like on there. Besides, I have to wait until this thing got approved, or the DCU ain't doing this. Like, you know what I mean? Okay. Why Lex Luthor doesn't grow his hair back with all the money and technology? And that's what he said. And James Gunn said, from how they explained it, I think it was some sort of disease he had when he was little that ended up, causing him to lose his hair just on his head. But yeah, all the money and technology they have now, it's possible. But I think some fans would not be happy if they, Lex Luthor is going to grow his hair. And as you saw on the Superman series with the first movies that came out like in the late 70s, early 80s, you saw G. Hackman that played Lex Luthor. He just put on like a bunch of wigs. So that can happen. Kind of the same thing they did with Batman v Superman. They had Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, the wrong person to play him. So I don't know who got the idea that they just just suddenly boom on there. I don't know. Oh, Superman crypto promotional art. Cool. Yeah, there ain't that much about DC updates. Just about what we were talking about with that. So we're gonna end it from here, and I know for you guys, most of y'all, it's probably like been a little bit over an hour. So I promise we're gonna end it here. So You guys that's watching on WFSO and WFSO 2 on Twitch, you know, we try to go, do like live content like almost every day. So probably like late this summer we're gonna be back into that. But there's a lot of stuff going on our end in the summer, and plus me working and all the other stuff. So yeah, we're gonna end the show right here, and thank you guys for watching on Twitch. Share the channel too. Also, we talk about everything we talk about tonight, and also talk about Milwaukee development too. So you probably enjoy this because we would like try to do more of this on Twitch. So goodbye everyone on Twitch till the next video, and sponsored by Robin and Mike Thompson, and also Midwest Wrestling Collectibles. So see you guys on Twitch later. Yeah, that's actually better. And I know there's guys, y'all still on the air and stuff. So TikTok, it's a pleasure. Thanks for the likes, and thank you for checking on this channel. I think either tomorrow or Tuesday, because we went to go see 28 Years Later. So we will do like a movie review on that. So it'll be exclusively for TikTok, my TikTok page, and also on WFSO's YouTube channel. So you get a chance, be able to check that one out. Like I said, it should be up either tomorrow or Tuesday. So watch out for that. But anyways, you guys on TikTok, thank you for watching, and please show your support. It's really needed. So, and I have 5 shares, so that's pretty good. So happy about that. But we should return at our regular time next Sunday, unless something else happens, which I don't think anything else is gonna happen. So you should be okay. Anyways, guys, until the next video, you guys have a good one. So see you later, TikTok. Okay, not bad viewers, so that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna close you guys on Facebook too. So we'll try to do more, topics like that. Like what we talk about. Maybe do like a live one or something like that. Time will tell. Just put it that way. So, oh crap. I'm pressing X. Finally. Anyways, guys on YouTube, see you later, and have a good one. If you guys are still on YouTube Live, so you know what I want. Like today's video, like it. Same thing with the people on the live. I appreciate the likes. Appreciate some people that was on there for the time being, and guys, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we will have a giveaway after we hit 1,000 subscribers. But when we get close to there, I will mention the giveaway wherever we're gonna have the giveaway. I will mention that, because it could be more than one prize. You never know. But guys, also over 2,700 videos and counting. If you like content like what we talked about today, and plus Milwaukee development, you'll like this channel. So share it, let people know. And plus let's just say you want more wrestling fits, we can try to do more wrestling stuff, especially that we got the next season of Exclusive that's going to be starting this Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. Kind of like right after Impact Wrestling. So you get a chance, check that out. Also check out the website, WrestlingFansSpeakOut.weebly.com. Upcoming events in the Midwest, upcoming events that in the Midwest that are meet and greets, videos like this, and all other good stuff that we're planning on right now. So only time will tell. Excuse me. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Mike and Robin Thompson, and we also would like to thank for our other sponsor, Midwest Wrestling Collectibles. So you're interested in like VHS, DVDs, wrestling, and also wrestling figures, you can go to them, and I'm pretty sure they probably will have like what you're looking for. So look for Midwest Wrestling Collectibles on Facebook. PTSD Awareness Month. Also is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and also Pride Month. So be there for your people and support the people that's going through things in life. Just help them out. But anyways, man up, woman up, face up. Until the next video, you guys have a good one and see you.